And we are recording.
Perfect. So,
awesome. Greetings and salutations. Welcome back to another round at the Groggy Donkey. I am Jacob. I'm the founder, editor-in-chief, and I am the Dungeon Master today. What? Boop, 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 boop. I am being...
burp, 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 burp.
Burp, 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 burp. Is that public domain?
I don't know.
Look, if it's not, I'm sorry, okay? Everyone does it. So it has
owned by the NBA?
I have no idea. Everyone does it. DJs do it.
I'm going to assume, yeah.
Yeah, it's a noise.
Open source,
it's a noise. All right. I did a cover because I changed 50%, more than 10% of it because I used my mouth and not an actual instrument. So anyway, I'm being joined by Talia.
Talia.
All right.
Sorry for the chewing, everyone, if you can hear.
Well, hopefully you can finish up most of it by the time I'm done with it.
I'm hungry. Girls gotta eat.
Hey, look, yeah, it happens. When we're done here, I'm gonna eat, you know? So, I'm gonna do
I'm probably only just gonna gnaw on this little bit here.
I'm gonna do a little recap. So last time, we introduced a unique setting. We fast forwarded it in time about 10,000 years from the timeline that our main campaign is taking place in. And our Talia's character, Astrin Hansley, is currently in debt to a crime lord by the name of Ralza Khan, a beholder on the planet. Do you remember what the planet's name is?
Yeah, Rasbaston. I took notes.
Rasbaston, good. Because I didn't have that up in front of me.
I'm a good I'm a good player.
Good. DM pet. So on the planet Rasbaston, and...
Wait, is there an L in there?
Rasbaston. Hold on, let me find it.
Rasbaston?
I've got it written down.
Raspastan. You told me how to spell it.
Rasbaston. Yeah, I just mispronounced it. That's all. Rasbaston. She was given an ultimatum of sorts. If you want to get rid of this debt that you owe me of 60,000 gold pieces, you will travel to the planet of Bentar, and it's a bounty hunt. You will find this person by the name of Arduon and bring him back to Ralza Khan.
Or like
Astrin,
we kill you now or we kill you later.
Kinda, yeah. So Astrin traveled to Shanta's Keep, and she met a interesting character by the name of Serenity. And Serenity told her that she knew of a ship that she could book passage, that Astrin could book passage on to the planet Bentar. And she took Astrin to this ship. They met with the alleged captain, Luca, and as they were boarding the ship to leave the planet, they were accosted and attacked by a group of bandits. Turns out, after the battle, that Serenity has some run-ins with nefarious characters throughout the galaxy and is, in fact, the captain, not Luca, but Serenity is the captain of the ship, the starship, the Bastard Star. They began their travels to Bentar, and during the flight, Astrin met a very odd goblin mechanic in the cargo bay. Her name is Ranga. And after a confrontation, she eventually, eased up, and Astrin went to sleep, spent the next day or so aboard the ship, and they eventually landed in Bentar. They made their way up into the spires there, the half-max spires, and they found a Pandrax meditating underneath a Chinese willow-esque tree. And upon approach, he levitated, turned around, opened his eyes, and said, Astrin, I've been expecting you. And that is where we're going to pick up today's episode. So, Arduon has just turned around. He has said that he has been expecting you, and he said your name. What are you doing?
I'm a little shocked because he, said my name. I'm going to be like, do I know you?
Arduon smiles. He extends his legs and stands on his feet, and he takes a step closer. No, Astrin, you don't know me. We have never met before, but your fate is written in the stars. I've been meditating for, it feels like an eternity now. I've been waiting the arrival of the gatekeepers.
I want to know what kind of paint this guy's been huffing.
Astrin, you are a gatekeeper.
Gatekeeper?
Yes, a gatekeeper.
What does that mean?
Please allow me to explain. Arduon, he comes a bit closer and he offers his hand to you.
Okay. I very slowly reach my hand out while not breaking eye contact.
As you take his hand, you feel the soft leathery pads on his paw and the fur, very soft. And his
toe beans.
His little toe beans. He gently grasps your hand and he closes his eyes. Do you allow him into your mind? He is trying to share something with you psychically.
Because I'm not really expecting what he's going to do. I think he just gets in because I'm just open. So I'm not really expecting him to try to get into my mind. Yeah.
All right. So it takes you by surprise the fact that he has now somehow psychically entered your mind, and you close your eyes instinctively and you find yourself in this dreamscape of sorts. You are, it's kind of like a kill cam on an FPS, after you've died, you've got this third person view of the battlefield. So you're a spectator, right? In this dreamscape that you find yourself in. And you begin flying through space and you start traveling through the different realms and the different planes of existence. You see Tharamithli, you see the material plane, you see the celestial plane, and then you find yourself at the abyssal plane. And on the abyssal plane, you see the plane of Cord and the other hells, if you will. And the abyss is this dark place with this purple light in the sky. And you hear creatures in the background screaming and yelling, and everything goes silent. And then you see rising up out of the darkness, silhouetted by this purple light, this giant, just monstrous figure. And he has wings, and that's really all you can tell about him. And he begins pounding on this seemingly invisible force field, this barrier that's keeping him locked up. And after pounding on it for what seems like forever, you begin to kind of feel some of his emotions that he's feeling, these things that he's experiencing, and it's confusion and it's hatred and it's this desire to cause a change. And then finally, there's this pink-purple asymmetrical rift that rips open. And then you find yourself back in your body holding hands with Arduon.
Interesting.
I showed you that because I felt it was the best way to show you and explain to you the gravity of this situation. You see,
I don't even know what the situation is.
He grins. What the situation is that a being, a dark being, born of darkness, born of light, was locked away in the abyssal plane. And he has broken free. You see, I act as a sort of lock to this rift, but I cannot lock away this rift without the key. And that, Astrin, is what you are. You are a key, and I am a lock. And together, we can stop this evil force and put it back in the abyssal plane where it belongs. Unfortunately, there are some that would wish to use this entity's abilities and his power and his darkness, this chaos, to either take control themselves or to try to control this power to grant them power. For example, the Zionohgr Theocracy. Roll me a history check, please.
History. Oops. The hell? Not starting off the session right.
All right. Well, okay. So Seren behind you chimes in, and she says,
Can you spell that?
The Zionohgr?
The Theocracy?
It's going to be Zionohgr. The Zionohgr Theocracy.
So Seren chimes in?
She chimes in and she goes, Zionohgr Theocracy? Didn't they recently take the planet Azef? And Arduon, he replies. He goes, yes, I do believe that is the name of the planet. I have to admit, I may have some divination abilities, but I don't know everything. I have been meditating for quite some time. I don't remember seeing you in my visions. You are Serenity Falcox? Arduon thinks for a moment. Ah, Falcox. That is a good family lineage to be from. I hope that we can rely on you when the time is right. Serenity puts her hands on her hips. Well, I don't know about fighting dark evil creatures from the abyss, but I mean, who knows? I don't know what's at stake here. And you see Arduon, he closes his eyes, and after a moment he replies, everything. Astrin, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I'm going to look at Arduon, and I'm going to be like, so, if you're this peaceful, meditating, I don't know what you are, What does a mob boss on Raspaston want with you?
He thinks for a moment. I would think that a mob boss whose goal is power and money and influence might see someone as myself as a means to an end. Perhaps he has made a deal and brokered some sort of an arrangement with the Zionohgr Theocracy. I can't be too sure.
Well, this mob boss, his name is Ralzakan. It does kind of make sense that he would have similar abilities to you, because he is a beholder.
I see.
Maybe he knows about this evil too?
It's hard to say. Well, perhaps it's not so much that he knows of it, or cares about it too much, but he sees an opportunity. I mean, I'm not a mob boss, but if I was one, I would just kind of assume that that's something I would do. Take advantage of a situation. I've got my own little pocket of the galaxy on Bento, or on Raspaston. I'd want to keep that all for myself. Raspaston? I'd want to keep that all for myself.
So, what do we need to do then, Arduon? Like, does this entity have a name? Is it, like, where did it come from? How old is it? Like, why is it broken free? How is it broken free?
The answer to that question lies at the beginning of time. The entity in question is a creature known only as Kraystar, and his ability to break free from this cage, one can only surmise how he was able to break free. But I am not the first lock to this cage that he was in, and the only explanation that I can think of is that my predecessor, when he died, was the weakness that was exploited. A momentary shift in the shield that protected the world. I belong to a group known as the Order of Jubal. There aren't many of us left. But at this point in time, it is our mission to seek out others who are locks. Or not locks, excuse me, keys to the lock to be able to put this creature back in its cage, to prevent it from destroying what it wants. No one is sure of. But mortals and the gods are not safe. Roll me a religion check, please.
Wow. 21.
Ooh, that's a great check.
Well, because, like, I mean, Astrin isn't really particularly religious, but...
Well, and you would know, based off of your religion check, that the gods, the deities, sent millennia ago, they kind of became... They're not necessarily made up stories. They're kind of they're very quiet. They've been very quiet for made up stories to Astrin, but they're on the back burner. They've taken a step. It's as if they've retreated to like the heavens, and that's where they've been hiding. They're quiet. They do some dealings, but everybody has heard stories of the celestial domain known as Greshalestia. But
to begin to try to spell that.
Yeah, they've kind of retreated to Greshalestia, and that's just where they've been. And it's this really awkward and distrusting truce between even some of the evil gods and the dark gods of chaos and stuff like that. your Tiberius is there, Leocadia is there, but also people like Quirm might even be found on Greshalestia now. It's this really weird truce that's been formed, and that's just kind of where they've been hiding. They have some dealings with mortals, but for the most part, mortals have been kind of left to their own demises for the longest of time. And there are some people who still believe, they still worship. There are temples that can be found, but they're very few and far between. And it's as if religion itself has just almost become non-existent. So for Arduon to say that even the gods are in danger here, it really makes you think that there's something just absolutely devious in the works that this creature known as Kraystar wants to do. And whatever that is will affect the absolute fabric of reality.
Okay. So she's gonna look at Arduon and be like, even though I believe the gods are a myth, and when you die, you just become stardust and that's it. For some reason, I do get this feeling that as far as like something evil, I believe you. But seems how I am supposed to bring you back to Raza Khan to pay off my debt. If I don't go back with any sort of money or you, they're gonna start hunting after me. So, are you prepared to have people chasing after you?
Arduon tenses for a moment, and then he looks at both you and Serenity, and he kind of starts forward a little bit. There's danger. We must hurry down the mountain.
Okay,
and he begins to
follow with
take
my hand
off
on my
down the mountain.
Pistol.
All right, so Arduon takes off down the spires towards the jungle floor where the bastard star has been parked. It's landed, and do you follow him?
Oh yeah.
All right, so
running as fast as my legs can carry me.
Perfect. You get to, and this is, it takes you probably about an hour to like get down the mountain. It's not quick and easy. And you get to the bottom, and you see there are 5 individuals that are attacking the ship. They are currently in a battle, and Luca and Ranga are returning fire back at these individuals. You see 2 individuals that are dressed, 3 individuals that are dressed in this pale, like dusty blue metallic armor. And they've got full face coverings. But you do notice that their tails are exposed. And they have this green scaly tail. There is also a battle robot and this other creature that you've never seen before. It is almost like a centaur, but more like elf in features of the body. And she has this bow that she is using to shoot projectiles at the ship. Yeah, kind of like that. Very fey looking elf. Oh, okay. So like really, really long ears, pale white eyes. He's like.
I want to roll an insight check to see if I can like determine whether they are like just like defending their territory, you know, like, oh, you're intruders and we're gonna shoot at you because you're like, you know, intruding, or if they're actually bad guys.
Okay.
Would it be insight or yeah, insight.
I will let you decide whether you want to roll insight or a history check.
Oh, history has more. I'm gonna roll both, and then you can take whichever one. Oh,
okay, perfect.
Your
Your history check passed. Your insight check did not.
Your history check passed.
Yeah, your history. The DC was 5. Your insight check was 2.
What did I roll?
You rolled a 2.
Oh, I rolled a 1. Oh.
Yep. So you remember that Ranga said something about, if I remember correctly, Ranga or Seren said something about moon elves on Bentar.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah, moon elves.
Yep, you remember that Bentar is inhabited by moon elves, and they live subterranean. There are no other species on the surface of the planet. So even if you were to encounter a moon elf on the surface, that would be extremely rare. And they typically come out at night if they do come out, and this is during the day. So you get the idea that these are not moon elves, and these are not inhabitants of this planet. They are here for another reason. And that reason is just you.
I will, while I like, you know, am noticing all this stuff, I'm going to get, you know, within blaster range, but I'm going to hide behind a bush so that I'm
not going to make you roll a stealth check, only because the attention of these creatures is
oh, okay. Yeah. They're not going to see me.
Yeah. They're going to be surprised. This is a surprise encounter. Or I should say a surprise thing that you're doing right now. So whatever it is that you're going to do right now is a surprise, and then I will make you roll initiative.
Okay, so I'm going to shoot my blaster pistol at him.
Okay, which one are you going to aim for?
One of the lizard people.
One of the lizard folk?
21.
Okay.
Yeah. Rolled a 21.
You rolled a 21. Okay. You hit.
Okay. So here's the blaster damage, and here's my sneak attack damage.
All right. What was
so
the total?
17 total.
17 total. Wow. You put a whooping on this dude. All right. Seren is also going to make an attack. She is going to, for her sneak round, she is going to first off cast Hunter's Mark on the robot.
Mm-hmm.
And let me see, double check here what Hunter's Mark has to do. Okay, it just happens. Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So that creature has Hunter's Mark on it. Arduon is going to... he is going to cast Mind... it's a bonus action, but that's all she's going to do in her turn is cast Hunter's Mark.
Hunter's Mark isn't a spell, though. It's more of like activate it. Right?
No, I realize that. Yep, it's a bonus action. He's going to cast Mind Sliver.
Ooh,
on the centaur-like creature. It's called an Alseid.
Alseid?
Alseid, yep. Let's see. Target must succeed on it. So the target needs to succeed on a intelligence saving throw. Cool. So it fails. So it takes 7 points of psychic damage. And then as a bonus action, he is going to spend a key point. Arduon spends a key point, and then he activates Patient Defense as a bonus action, and that's going to be his turn. Now what I need everyone to go ahead and roll initiative.
Initiative. 12.
You rolled a 12?
Yeah, it's in the thing.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me.
Serenity has advantage on her initiative. She rolls a 26. Rolls. At the start of initiative, Rango runs back inside when she realizes that you guys are there. And he rolls a 21. 26. All right, so first up in initiative is actually going to be Seren. And she cast Hunter's Mark on the Warforged soldier, and so she is going to take 2 attacks at him with her laser pistol.
Laser pistol?
Yeah. So she is going to expend a risk dice. This is from the new
gunslinger.
Yep, the new class gunslinger to do a grazing shot. So once per turn when you... Oh, that's a miss. Never mind. Hold on. She can't do that yet. She's just going to make two attacks with her laser pistol. So the first attack is going to be a 19 to hit, and that hits. Her second attack is going to be a 14 to hit, and that misses. So her damage total is going to be 14. But right there, because she missed, she is going to expend a risk dice to do a grazing shot. So once per turn, when you miss with a ranged attack, you can expend 1 risk die, no action required, to deal damage equal to the roll of the dice plus 5. So the roll was 13 plus 5 is 17.
That's 18.
Oh, my bad. 18.
13 plus 5 is 18.
Yep, you're right. And she completely destroys this Warforged soldier. He is dead. He was next up in the initiative, but
with a 14, she kills him?
He had 30 damage, or 30 hit points, and...
Oh, 14 and...
Yeah, so she did a total of... No,
you didn't roll damage. Oh, well, what would be the damage for the other one?
No, so it was 14 for the first hit, and then 18 for the next one.
18 for the damage?
Yes.
How is the damage 18 if she missed? And it was a grazing shot.
Once per turn, when you miss with a ranged attack, you can expend 1 risk dice to deal damage equal to a roll of the die. Oh, the roll of the I'm a goober. Hold on. I'm new to this. I'm new to this. All right. I haven't done this thing before.
Yeah. So which dice are you rolling?
That's what I have to go find out. It's a D8. It's a D8.
Oh, okay.
So let me put 18.
To roll a D8 plus 5.
Yep. So it'll be D8 plus 5. Forgive me, folks. So it's going to be 8 damage.
There you go. So 8 plus 14.
8 plus 14. So he now has 8.
So that's 22 points of damage.
Yeah, he has 22 points of damage on this thing.
Okay.
All right. So the that is going to be her turn.
Ooh, excuse me.
Because bonus actions. Yeah, that's going to be her turn. Next up is going to be that Warforged soldier. He is going to throw a charged javelin at Seren. And for mechanical purposes, I'm not going to do anything crazy. I'm just going to use the javelin mechanics. So that's
you can also
be
since it's a charged javelin, would you also add 1d4 lightning damage or something to it?
I would, but it missed.
Okay.
That is going to be his turn, because that is all that he can do on his turn is either 2 arm blade attacks or a javelin throw. So his turn is over, and it's going to be 21. That was Luca's turn. He is going to... You're going to love this. So as a bonus action, he is going to cast the cantrip Finger Guns. And so you see him, he does little finger guns, and he points at one of the lizard folk, and he makes an attack. And that is going to be a 15. A 15 meets it and beats it. So Luca does 2d6 damage. That's going to be 5 points. That's exactly how many hit points this guy had left. And he drops. And then for his attack action, he is going to move forward, and he is going to make two unarmed strikes. No, one unarmed strike against the other lizard folk that is standing there. That's going to be a dirty 20 to hit, so that hits, and he does 2 points of damage to this guy. Next up is Arduon. Arduon is going to cast a spell. And the spell that he is going to cast is Mind Sliver. Again. So the
I love
centaur-like creature needs to make a intelligence saving throw. That's going to be a 14. That fails. That's going to be 2d6 psychic damage. He rolled double sixes on the die, so that's 12 damage to that thing. And as a bonus action, you know what? He's not going to take a bonus action. So his turn is over. It is the Alcide's turn, and the Alcide is going to make a ranged attack against you with her bow.
Hey, how does she see me? Am I not hidden?
Well, you attacked, remember?
Oh, yeah.
And you have not hidden since then.
That's true. Okay.
So they do know your location. Does a 15 hit?
Hold up. Oops. Yes.
All right. So that's going to be 1d6, which is 4, plus this is a charged weapon. So 4 plus 1d4, so 8. You take a total of 8 damage. And that is now your turn.
All right. So anyways, I start blasting.
Please do.
Yep. I'm going to shoot... so there's one lizard person left and the Alcide.
There's actually 2 lizard folk left. There is like a grunt, and then there's a mage-looking person.
Okay, so there were 3 lizard folk?
Yeah, there's 3 lizard folk.
Oh, okay. I'm going to shoot the... Well, you know what? I'm just going to shoot back at the Alcide.
Okay.
Laser pistol. Oh, 5.
Does not hit.
Shoot. Wait, that did... Ugh. Okay, I don't like the dice that roll on here, because it showed a 20. But anyway.
Sometimes when it's up in the corner, it doesn't finish the roll, unfortunately.
So it was cocked. I get to roll it again.
You know what? Sure, roll again.
Okay. Oh, well, it's not any much better.
What was it?
10.
10? Okay, yeah, that misses. Anything else that you're going to do in your turn? Any movement?
I am
any
going
bonus
to run and
actions?
hide.
You are going to run and hide. All right. Go ahead. Well, no, that's a bonus action that you could take. So, yeah, hide. Cool.
Yeah, it's a bonus action.
It is now the lizard folk geomancer.
I still have to roll a stealth check, I think.
Yeah,
17.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm hidden.
17? All right, cool. He is going to cast Hail of Stone.
Who is it?
The lizard folk geomancer.
Oh, that guy. Okay.
Yep, and so I need you, Serenity, and Arduon to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Wait. I still have to roll a saving throw even though I'm hidden?
I will give you advantage on this. It is an area effect spell. Okay.
So 21.
So awesome.
Oh wait, that's a check. How do I do a save? I found it. Anyway, 21.
Okay. 21. All right. So you are going to take 8 points of bludgeoning damage. Arduon failed his save. He takes 16.
I am not looking in great shape.
And then after that is that guy's dead. It's the other lizard folk. The other lizard folk is going to run, or is actually going to take a shot at Luca, and he misses abysmally. And he's going to fire again, and he misses again. Okay, so these guys can't hit very well. Back up to the top of initiative. It is Seren's turn. Seren is going to take an attack against the Alcid. That's a 23 to hit. That hits. That's 15 points of damage. The Alcid is dead.
Nice.
She has another attack. And that's going to be a 19 to hit. That does hit. She is shooting at the Warforged, and that's
Wait, I thought the Warforged was dead.
It is. No, the Warforged was still alive. Remember, I thought I had killed it, but I did my math wrong.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is now dead. It is
now dead.
So all that is left is
two of the lizard folk?
Lizard folk geomancer. Yep, and the lizard folk. So that is that is actually Luca's turn. Luca is going to run inside of the ship, and he is no longer in combat. Next up would be Arduon's turn. Arduon is going to hold his action, and it is now your turn.
I'm going to target that Geomancer dude, because fuck that guy.
Okay.
Laser pistol. 20, let's go.
Nat 20? Oh, okay.
And I am hidden, so
I'll say
I get my
Beautiful.
3d6 plus my sneak attack.
beautiful. Oh, all
So
right.
that is 18.
Wow. Okay. Sneak attack with a laser pistol is ridiculous because it's like 3d6 plus, what is it, 2d6 right now?
3d6 plus 3, and then my sneak attack is 2d6.
2d6. Okay. Wow. Yeah, that's insane. All right. Any bonus actions on your turn?
Is he dead?
No, he's still alive.
Well, no, I'm gonna run and hide again.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
Skills, stealth. 30-20.
Beautiful.
Hell yeah.
All right. You feel very well hidden. Let's see. After your turn, it is the Geomancer's turn. The Geomancer is going to... he's going to cast Earth Burst, and he's going to direct this at Seren. And with a 15, he does not hit.
Ooh.
It is now the other lizard folk's turn. He is going to take a shot at Arduon. And with a 14...
Wait, didn't Arduon hold his action?
He held his action, but it was not to attack.
Oh, okay.
But this guy misses anyway. Cool. He's going to attack again. And fails just absolutely terribly. All right. Back up to initiative. It is Seren's turn. Seren is going to fire at the other lizard folk, not the Geomancer. Okay. And that's going to be a 22 to hit. That hits. That's 17 damage to that guy. This guy is looking really messed up.
So am I.
She's going to fire. You're going to fire again. Oh my gosh, that's a 27 to hit. Yeah, she has a +8 to hit. That's 14 damage. This guy pistol? Melts. Yeah, just absolutely melts. He's toast. The only person left standing is the Geomancer. Luca has left the battle. Arduon is going to cast Cure Wounds. And he is going to direct that. He can't see you right now. So he is going to cast that to Seren. I know. If he could see you, he would. But it is now your turn.
Cool. Who's left? The Geomancer?
No, it's the yes. Excuse me. It is the Geomancer.
All right. Laser pistol. Oh, 4.
That misses.
Well, I'm gonna run and hide.
You're hidden? Don't you have advantage on this?
What?
If you're hidden, don't you have advantage on your attack?
No.
No, you don't. Never mind.
Nope.
No.
So I'd have to go hide again.
All right.
And I'm hidden.
What'd you roll? Oh my gosh. All right. Yeah, sorry. Like, I know that when you roll, I can see it if I'm on a character sheet, but when I do the encounter, I'm on a different page, so I can't see it. So back up to the top of the initiative, it is Seren, and she is going to shoot at this guy, and she rolled a natural 1. She misses. Her gun has an issue. She is going to fire again.
On one of them.
That's going to be a 16 to hit and a 16. Oh, wait, hold on. Yep, a 16 does hit. Okay. That's 16 points of damage.
Shnikes.
And she kills this guy. All right, you guys are out of initiative. fantastic. Okay, that was good.
That was kind of an accident. I didn't mean to roll that. But
okay. Were you trying to investigate?
I was trying to scroll, and I was actually looking for investigation. I just accidentally hit it. So yeah, I'm running these guys' pockets. I'm looking for any information that I can find about why they're trying to hurt us. So, do you want me to roll an investigation check?
Well, I would like you to roll an investigation check. Yeah.
16.
Okay, so with the 16, you go through their pockets and you find some various change. It's like some money. So go ahead and add to your inventory 30 gold pieces.
30 gold, okay.
And you obviously, there's their weapons that are there. There's some armor that are there. You're not proficient with this armor. It's heavy armor.
Any cool
there's
weapons?
Nothing magical about anything. There are some. There's the javelin.
Nah. What about the bow?
Okay. The bow it would be a short bow, with an additional like a charge to it, if you will.
Oh, okay. I'll stick with my laser pistol. Any missives or bounties or anything on these people?
So what you do find is how when I told you to when I asked you to make your character, I said add a communication device.
Oh yeah.
So what you find on the Geomancer and on the Warforged is not the Warforged, the Alced.
Oh, okay.
You find a kind of like a communication device, but it's more like a yes, you find a communication device, but you also find a holographic device that displays Arduon's face and location, and it says to apprehend. And all of the lingo and everything that's in this holographic message, and there's some words involved. You do see Zionohgr Theocracy.
Oh,
so
these guys are bounty hunters after him as well.
These are not bounty hunters.
Oh,
these are soldiers of the Zionohgr Theocracy.
Oh, hence their weird robes.
Hence the robes, hence the armor. These guys are, for lack of a better term, the Zionohgr Theocracy is kind of my knockoff Cylon Empire.
Oh, okay.
So that's what these guys are. They're like my Empire Cylon kind of deal. They're the bad guys,
Cool.
And that's who these guys are. They are the Zionohgr Empire. These are the guys that are looking to try to control the galaxy and are wanting to use the chaos of this entity being released, or try to control the entity that's been released to gain power and take over the galaxy.
Cool.
You also find coordinates to their ship that they landed here on Bentar.
Ooh. Might be smart to investigate.
So, after the battle, the first thing that you hear is Renga from inside the ship. I told you! Bentar's a bad place! We should never have fucking come here!
Well...
And she just keeps going. She's just really laying into Luca about this.
I pick up the Warforged and I drag it over to the ramp and I say, "Here, Renga, a gift for you."
What? I don't want that diabolical thing on the ship. It could have a self-destruct mechanism or something. Fuck no.
It hasn't blown up yet.
But Renga does decide to investigate this Warforged, and she does take her tools out, and she does pull some scrap off of it. She takes its brain core and some other various bits and bobs off of the Warforged, but for the most part, she scraps.
While she's doing that,
the
I'm gonna be like,
entire
can you? Do you think you could fix it up?
Fix it up.
Yeah,
Well,
reprogram it. Make it, like be on our side.
I mean, I guess I can.
Hey, wouldn't hurt to have another ally, right?
She kind of thinks for a moment. She's got this really. She kind of drawls out for a minute. All right, I guess. Shit. And she reattaches some things to it, and she is going to use one of her abilities that she has.
Is she an
as
artificer?
An artificer.
Ah!
She is an artificer. Where is it? Because I know I took it.
Did you say artificer?
Artificer. The proper way to say it?
Artificer.
No. All right. She takes it and she decides that she's going to work on it.
Cool.
But she is not exactly thrilled about it, and she's definitely keeping it in a state that is very docile and dormant. She goes through, she disables like any sort of tracking device, any sort of connection to a mother brain computer sort of deal. And she gets it safe in order to actually bring onto the bastard star.
Cool.
So what are you doing right now? What is it that you are going to do?
Well,
Luca is checking
first
the
of all,
ship.
I'm gonna sit down in exhaustion, as now I only have 5 hit points.
Oh my god! Arduon walks over to you. He goes, "Oh, you look worse for wear," and he's going to cast Cure Wounds.
Took a couple of hits
at the 2nd level, and you 17
17 points of 17 hit points.
Healing. Yep, 17 hit points that you get back.
Cool. I am fully healed.
Amazing.
I lost 16, so.
Wow, you only have like 21.
Yeah,
hit
21
points?
hit points.
Wow. Okay.
I'm a rogue.
Okay.
I'm squishy.
This is true. This is true. You're right. You're right. So Serenity walks over to you, and so that device that you got from that creature, it showed coordinates to its ship that it landed.
Yeah, maybe we could go over there, see if they have any more information, or. But I would be prepared for another fight.
Honey, I plan on doing like a drive-by first off, and I'm prepared. Trust me.
Cool.
So, you guys load up inside of the Bastard Star, and you begin to make your way over to these coordinates. It's like probably like a 10-minute flight. These guys hiked in. They were prepared to take the Bastard Star by surprise, and they didn't want their ship. So like a 10-minute flight on the ship, they're covering miles. These guys hiked in.
Yeah.
And you arrive at a smaller vessel, and it looks like it's not a very long-range vessel, which is something of concern. But when you arrive there, you find that the ship is abandoned. There is no one at the ship. So Luca lands the ship, and you guys are able to get onto this Zionohgr Theocracy fighter.
Cool. Investigation, as I'm looking for.
Seren is going to give you the help action, so you get to roll this with advantage.
Oh, okay. Ha! Thank you, Seren. 22.
Fucking perfect. All right, so with a 22, Yeah, unfortunately 10 was just not high enough.
I rolled a natural 20.
You rolled a natural 20?
Look at the rolls. I rolled a nat 20 plus 2.
I just announced you got a nat 20. That's awesome. All right, so with a natural 20, all right? So I'm going to say this right now. With a natural 20 on a skill check doesn't necessarily mean that you beat the DC. But if you do beat the DC with a natural 20, there are perks.
Ooh.
Okay, so while you are investigating the ship, you find 7 potions of healing. All right, you also find if you search like clothes or something like traveler's clothes, or you could just add a custom item.
I have traveler's clothes.
Well, this is a special, like I said, add a custom item or
is it under armor or under? It would be under armor.
I would just search. It would be adventurer's gear. So this would be like other items. It's not.
Oh, other
like
items. Hold on. Other gear. Here we go. Okay.
Yeah. So it is a uniform, a Zionohgr uniform, and you find 3 of them. So Seren is going to add one to her inventory. And so I'm
What's
just
it called? Traveler's gear?
Yeah, you could do traveler's gear. For
what's the difference
Seren,
between?
I'm just gonna have her add a custom item.
Cool.
Yep, Zionohgr uniform. This is just something that they had on the ship, something that you could use in the future. You can also add to your inventory 300 gold pieces.
All just gold?
You can make it various if you wanted to, some silver pieces, some copper, or if you just add gold, I will allow you to use them freely as silver 300? Or copper pieces.
Oh,
yeah, 300. Just to make things easy. Yeah.
Cool.
But you also find another holographic disc. This disc, you activate it, it pops up a holographic message, and it's not like a direct message. It's kind of like a news article, if you will, that the Zionohgr Theocracy has sent out to its satellite forces. You've got the main theocracy, and you've got these little satellite forces that are at the edges of the galaxy and in different planets and stuff like that. And it is an update about the battle that took place on Azeph. Now, Azeph, is a planet that's inhabited by a lot of like halflings and humans, and there's some lionels on this planet. There's some water, so there's like some sea elves and some like merfolk like creatures. It's got a very wide variety of beasts and a few monstrosities. It's a very peaceful planet. It's very nice. It's a it's a vacation destination. Azeph is gorgeous, right? But the Theocracy is currently making its way towards Newdor. Newdor is the planet that the original inhabitants of Agridor settled when they left the homeworld of when they left the homeworld of Yabalsh, they went to Newdor. And of course, you'll find the Edsquidario and the
Trigasario,
Dracadar. Yeah, the Krigasario and the other one. So
it's like, hold on, it's like right here. I've got it.
There should be 3 of them: the Edsquidario, the Krigasario.
Yeah, it's over here somewhere. Nope, wrong book.
It's fine. We'll find it later because they're not super important at the very moment. But the main goal is Wargixera. And whenever you discover this information, when the word Wargixera is said, you see that Seren gets an air of nervousness about her.
Is there any other information or useful items we could use for the ship there?
The only other things that would be aboard this vessel would be like some rations and maybe some like mechanical equipment, some things that you could take and put on the Bastard Star that will be useful later whenever you get into like dogfights in space and other space encounters, ship to ship action, and then just like longevity of the crew. So yeah, rations, water, repair pieces that you can use, you know, metal and sealers and stuff like that. All of those could be found. That's not something that you need to worry about right now. I will worry about that information. But you did find that you were able to put that. We
were all able to. On
the Bastard.
So I guess I'm going to turn to Arduon, and obviously he's probably with us there. So probably I would be like, you know, show him what I found as far as like where their goals are and everything, and I'll ask him and be like, well, should we go to Newdor or somewhere else?
It's hard to say. You know, I get that the Zionohgr Theocracy is currently making their way to Newdor to take the planet, but our current mission is to find, you know, allies and other keys to the lock to be able to lock away this creature. We also need to find more information about this Kraystar in order to be able to defeat him, to lock him away. I mean, I don't see there being any reason why we shouldn't go to Newdor.
Let's
but you know,
let's go to Wargixera.
We also have to worry about Wargixera, but you took a bounty out on my head from Ralzakhan on Raspastan.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that.
You're not afraid that he's going to come after you? I mean, we could try anything at this point.
What are you thinking?
Well, I just had the thought that we could try to, you know, turn me in, and then I can escape. And maybe with your help, it wouldn't be your fault, and the heat would be off of you.
We can, but I'm afraid that Razalkhan might have other plans with you than just locking you away.
Oh, I'm sure that he does, but I would hate for you to be tied down by this debt that hangs over your head.
I'm going to turn to Seren and be like, do you know anybody on Raspastan that would be willing to help us?
On Raspastan?
Yeah.
No. I don't know of anybody on Raspastan, but no matter what we do, we're going to take a detour. Whether anybody here likes it or not, we're going to stop by Wargixera.
Well, yeah, let's go warn the people.
I'll do you one better than that. So, yeah, if you're okay with taking a detour to Wargixera, we can go from there to wherever it is that you want to go. But we have to stop by Wargixera first.
Okay, you're the captain.
Roll me an insight check. And I'm going to give you advantage on this.
21.
Amazing.
I rolled a natural 20.
This insight check... Oh, you rolled a natural 20? Okay, you know that Wargixera is Serenity's home planet.
Oh, I would have figured that out by the way she was acting.
Okay, yeah, she is very concerned about some very specific people on Wargixera, and there's an air with a natural 20. You said there's an air of responsibility. Not just, I'm concerned about some specific people, but there's a sense of responsibility towards the planet itself.
Okay.
So is there anything else that you want to do right now before we get back on the Bastard Star and start making our way to Wargixera?
Let's go to Wargixera. I don't see why we should be sticking around Bentar any longer. Unless we think the moon elves
Okay.
would help.
I'm gonna, without even rolling, I'm gonna say right now that you know that that is not gonna happen. The moon elves might be an ally in the future, but as of this moment, you have nothing to offer them. They don't care.
Cool.
They're very reserved. You're not going to do anything with the moon elves right now.
I didn't think so. Yeah, to war Gixera.
All right. So you guys get on the Bastard Star. Are you going to leave this ship where it's at? Are you going to destroy it? Are you going to take it with you? There's no really way to take it with you other than pilot it yourself.
I don't see
that might cause some problems.
I don't see the need to really take it with us or anything. We've already stripped it of like anything useful. So
okay,
yeah, we'll just leave it.
All right, so you guys leave this Zionohgr Theocracy.
Actually, before we do that though, I want to see if there's any, like, on the bridge of that ship. I want to see if there's any like tracking devices on it, and to see where its last location was, where it came from. Like, because if it's a short range ship, I want to see how close they are.
Interesting. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually have
think
you
of like a
roll
space pirate.
an Arcana check.
Oh, there it is. Arcana. 5.
Unfortunately, with a 5, you begin to tinker with it to try to find its last location, but you don't know the Zionohgr language, and there are some complexities that are involved with the mechanics and the hardwiring and the technology that's involved, and you are unable to get anything out of the ship that tells of its last location. That was a really good idea and a really good call, but unfortunately, you are not able to.
Am I able to disable the tracking device?
I would say that you roll me a dexterity check and add your proficiency to it. So if you wanted to roll like are you proficient?
It automatically does, I think.
Sleight of hand?
Oh yeah, sleight of hand.
If you're proficient in sleight of hand, then just roll me a sleight of hand check. Because that would be basically the same number. Okay, 22. Yeah, you are able to disable this this tracking device.
The nav computer.
Yep, you could disable the nav computer, and that's that.
Yep, cool.
Perfect. Okay.
That way, at least it'll give them a little bit more time trying to like find them whenever they don't come back.
Yep.
And they just kind of have like their last sort of known location. So.
Yep. Perfect. Cool. So you leave Bentar with Arduon on the Bastard Star, and you make your way to Gixera. You fly through the galaxy. The trip is pretty uneventful. Nothing crazy happens. You go into hyperspace, hyperdrive, whatever you want to call it, and you arrive at the planet. And Gixera is a beautiful planet. It's very green. It's very lush. It's not like super humid. It's beautiful. It's a very royal looking planet. All of the buildings are very like Wargix, yeah, like Liran. Just imagine Liran. These alabaster buildings, these rolling hills, these waterfalls. There's animals grazing in the fields and whatnot. And as you enter the atmosphere, you begin your descent, and as you make your way towards the main city, there are 8 royal ships that make their way from the palace and go up to, fly up in formation to the Bastard Star. They surround the Bastard Star, and they escort the Bastard Star through the atmosphere, through the flight lanes. Ships
are they like hailing us, being like, what are you doing on this? Are they trying to communicate with us?
They are not.
They're not. They're just flying and following us.
They're not following. They are escorting.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. They're like flying in formation around us.
You 4 in the front, 4 in the back. These
Oh, I'm
8
gonna be like,
ships.
I don't know if I like them surrounding us like this.
And there's Seren and Luca don't say anything. They follow these ships, and you notice that there's like a main landing dock.
Oh,
like
okay.
a port, if you will. But these 8 royal ships detour, and they take you to a private landing dock. The Bastard Star lands at this landing dock, and the 8 ships fly off. Seren gets up, and you should probably put your best foot forward. And she goes over to the landing bay, or the ramp. She lowers the ramp, and she begins to walk out onto the landing bay.
When Seren says that, I'm gonna be like give that kind of like okay face, and then like smell my breath, like that, like make sure it's like smell, look okay, kind of like straighten my hair, like all right, and
as
follow.
Before you exit the ship, Luca gives you a jacket.
Oh, okay.
And he says, "So this is a gift. It'll kind of also help to make you look just a little bit more presentable. No offense to you. You're an attractive elf, but we are in kind of a hoity-toity area. And this jacket is like a little bit. It's a black cotton jacket. It's got like the way the stitching is done. It almost looks like little squares on the jacket, and there's these red stripes that go down the left side of the jacket from the collar to the waistline. And the waistline is, it's a feminine jacket, so the waistline is a little higher.
Okay.
And it's got like a little the collar is short. It doesn't have like a flip collar. It's a short collar, and it's got like a little snap that can snap across the neckline.
Ooh, okay. What do I call this?
You could just add a custom item called the Jacket of the Bastard Star.
Oh, cool. So I put it on and I go, does this mean I'm officially part of the crew? Just kind of jokingly to Luca.
Luca kind of grunts. It's supposed to be a laugh, but it comes out more of a grunt. Well, I guess you could say something like that. But yeah, come on. And you follow Seren out into the landing bay, the landing dock, and there's a corridor, if you will. No walls, just a pathway, and it leads to a building. And when you get inside of the building, it's an antechamber. And inside of the antechamber is a tall, barrel-chested man. Well, I should say a Dorito chip-shaped man. So very, very broad chest, narrow waist, very anime-looking, right? He's got yeah. He's got kind of like long, kind of wavy, reddish brown hair.
Uh-huh.
And he looks at Seren, and he goes, "Welcome back, sister. It's good to have you here." And Seren turns around to you, and she goes, "Astrin, I'd like you to meet the Archduke of Wargix, Aethor Falcox, a.k.a. my big brother." And that's where we're going to end. Right there. Yep, you met an Archduke.
I met an Archduke.
All right.
I have a feeling, though, that I am flying with a princess.
It gets interesting. I'll let you know that much. So that's where we're going to end. Thank you all for joining us for another round here at the Groggy Donkey. Please like us, follow us, subscribe on all of our different channels throughout Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio. You can find us at Groggy Donkey or another round at the Groggy Donkey. Stay tuned. We're also on Audible as well and Podbean.
Oh, hell yeah.
and YouTube. You can find us on basically all the places. But stay tuned and pay attention to our TikTok. We have some things coming in the future that I really look forward to, and I hope that you guys do as well. So until we meet again, stay groggy.
Stay
everyone.
groggy.